We all like Kijiji. We all like Facebook Marketplace. But sometimes it takes a long time to find that one diamond in the rough. Well, today, I made your guys' life a little bit easier. This is my pick for Ford trucks 1960s and under for less than $5,000. This covers all of Canada, so here we go. So here we have a listing for a 1933 Ford for $4,000. This is in the nice province of Alberta. Now, the ad owner says it's all original, which is hard to find these days. It's a nice little gem to find. You can see it needs work, don't get me wrong, but when you find something this old and complete, it's definitely worth a look. Next up on our list is a 1953 F600. Looks to be a cab and chassis flavor, has a nice flat deck on it, likely used to be a nice hay bale hauler. Now, this truck's rocking the original Ford flathead V8. Apparently the buyer says it's been refurbished at some point in its life, but the ad also states the truck currently doesn't start. Might just simply need a tune-up, but that's going to have to be a risk you're willing to take. It's also rocking a 4-speed manual transmission. This would be the unsynchronized flavor, and a 2-speed rear end. Pretty sure the 2-speed rear end on these were factory, but I could be wrong. It could simply just be a gear vendor, but if it is, it's a nice rear option. Now, this truck is listed at $3,200, and it's also sold by what looks like to be a company. They put their business hours up 9 to 5, so bear in mind when you do your negotiation, you're likely dealing with an employee, not so much the owner. All said and done, this truck looks to be in pretty good shape, and especially if it simply just needs a tune-up to get running and driving, it's a good price for $3,200. Third up is a 1951 Mercury M6. Also looks to be a cab and chassis flavor. Kind of looks like it's been done up to be a rat rod. I like it. That being said, if I was to purchase this truck, it seems like to me it would be a great candidate for a chassis swap, something with a little bit more power, a nice tow rig, put a 5.9 Cummins or a Power Stroke diesel, IDI, something like that under the hood, putting a flat deck on it and making it a nice hauler. Because of its extra long frame, would be a great candidate for a ramp truck. Put a 5.9 Cummins in that, or some type of diesel, or some type of big block, something with a lot of torque. Nice ramp truck, put all your projects on, you'd be the coolest guy coming to the autocross meets or the car show. Now that's a guarantee. Priced at $3,500, this truck is a little bit more on the pricey side in our list, but especially if you live on the East Coast, you know that good steel panels are hard to come by. So, at the end of the day, you'll be paying that down here for a rotten one. So, you're way ahead of the game. This is a 1961 Mercury M360. Looks to be a cab and chassis flavor. Has a nice hydraulic dump flat deck on it. Would be a nice hay bale hauler, general utility vehicle, or complete off resto. In my opinion, I would use it just as is and rock it down the road with some projects on the back. Here we have a 1953 M350. Now, these trucks are hard to find down here in East Coast Canada, so seeing one here just tickles me pink. Now, this truck's one of the cheaper options on our list, sitting at just under $1,850, $1,850 CAD. This makes it a perfect opportunity for a body swap or a chassis swap of some kind. I'm thinking a Panther platform. You already have a nice cab, it has all of its glass, has its dash, and looks to be in pretty good shape for the year. This one right here is a 1952 Ford F6. Now, like a lot of the rest, this one's also rocking a Ford flathead V8 and a 4-speed manual transmission. This truck does run if a feller pours a little bit of gas down the carb, and being in the shape that it's in, it's not a bad choice. This truck is listed at $4,500, making it one of the most expensive trucks on our list today. But with good glass and a great front clip, this makes this truck a solid contender. I'll have to note too, the seller also puts that he'll be willing to trade for an operational wood splitter. So if you have one of those just sitting around in the back collecting dust, you might as well have a nice truck collecting dust instead. Now, the next truck is a 1951 Ford F68. This price is quite nice. It's only listed at $1,500, which is a damn good price because it has all of its front clip, although a little beat up, a good cab, the box is there, the original running gear and frame is all there, it's only missing the tailgate. This truck, in my opinion, would be the best candidate for a body swap on any vehicle of your choice. That being S10 Blazer, Ford Ranger, Panther platform, Crown Vic, etc., whatever you want to choose. When's the last time you've seen a 1951 Ford going to get groceries mid-February when it's snowing out and the salt's on the road? I know I haven't, but I want to be the first. This is a truck I would put together and not be afraid to drive it year-round and abuse it, have fun with it. Last on our list is a 1947 Mercury Tonneau. Not much is listed on this truck, there's not much for a description, but just looking at it, the cab looks to be in decent shape, the glass is all there, and most importantly, it has a complete front grille and front end assembly. This truck, in my opinion, would make a great bobber truck. Cut a whole bunch off the frame, put a nice box on it and call it a day, or simply add a nice flat deck to it or a ramp truck type deal and haul your stuff around. Be a cool truck to have. Now, if I had to choose through all these trucks at my price point, I would likely choose the 1951 F68 for $1,500. That being said, I would most likely do a body swap with this truck, Panther platform, or an all-wheel drive swap with an economy engine inside it, and drive that sucker year-round. It would be a cool truck to have. It would keep the history alive, and it's better than it's sitting and rotting in a field.